Today is January 20th, Capricorn. Here is your reading. I'm seeing tension right off the bat. The world. The world means you've achieved something real. Maybe you nailed a project. Maybe you reached a personal milestone. You're holding the prize in your hands. But here's the thing. The world also warns not to get stuck celebrating forever. You can't rest on your laurels. The success feels good, but the cycle doesn't stop here. Look, the world pushes you to acknowledge growth. That means looking back at everything you did to get here. No shortcuts, no ignoring lessons learned. You've earned this moment, so celebrate it. Throw a little party, take a deep breath, recognize your own effort. Then ask yourself, what new cycle am I ready to embrace? That tension you're feeling? The pull between wanting to break free and fearing the unknown? That's real. If you freeze here, stuck in the comfort of achievement, you risk missing what's next. Embrace the new chapter waiting for you. You don't have to have all the answers yet. Just be willing to step forward. Hold on. This isn't about reckless leaps. It's about finishing strong and then stepping carefully into something fresh. You don't have to jump blind. You've built a solid foundation. Use that. You have what you need to succeed again. So, concrete steps? First, mark the end of what you've finished. Write it down, tell someone, do something that makes it real outside your head. Then, start looking for signs of what's next. What excites you? What scares you? What lessons can you carry forward? Act on those questions. It's tempting to stay in the comfortable zone, but you're bigger than that. You're a Capricorn. You know how to work hard and push through. Now's the time to apply that grit to new beginnings, not just past victories. You're standing at a threshold. You've earned the right to celebrate. You've earned the right to pause. But don't get stuck there. You are on the edge of something big. The tension you feel? It's the pull of transformation. Lean into it. Then start fresh. 8 of Swords. You're caught in your own trap. 8 of Swords screams self, imposed restrictions. I'm seeing you pacing the same small room in your mind. You know the door's there, but you won't reach for the handle. Why? Fear, doubt, that inner voice saying, "What if I fail?" or "I can't do this." You already know this story. Don't lie to yourself. The 8 of Swords is not about outside chains. It's about the chains you wrap yourself in. Stay in a dead-end job because it's safe. Avoid that confrontation because it feels easier to swallow the bitterness. You didn't get stuck overnight. You built this cage brick by brick with limiting beliefs. That voice that whispers, "I'm not enough," is the real prison guard here. Don't settle for paralysis by analysis. I see you spinning scenarios, running every what if in your head until your brain's on fire. This card asks you to challenge those thoughts. Ask yourself, what if the fear is lying? What if the risk leads to freedom instead of failure? Growth doesn't come from comfort zones. It comes from stepping out and saying, "I'll try anyway." Ask for help. Reach out to a friend, a mentor, someone who can show you a new angle. You're stuck because you refuse to see the windows. They're there. You just can't see them from where you're standing. Shift perspective, change the angle, break the pattern. Don't fall into the victim mentality. It's easy to say, "Life trapped me," or "I have no choice." No, you always have a choice. Even if it's small, even if it's scary. Don't let fear freeze you. You're stronger than the shadow cast by doubt. Recognize it. Then act. Take one small step where you feel trapped. Open that email. Ask that question. Voice that concern. The cage cracks under pressure. The tension from earlier, that pull between holding on and moving forward, but it also holds the key to release. You have to admit you're stuck. Not to blame or shame, but to clear the fog. When you name the prison, you start to build the map out. It's the challenge before the breakthrough. Stop staying in the same patterns. You can rewrite this narrative. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Don't ignore your inner voice anymore. Listen closely. It might be scared, but it's trying to tell you something important. The truth you avoid is the door you need to walk through. You've celebrated growth before. Now, don't let fear steal your next chapter. You're ready to move. You just have to choose to start. The Fool, reversed. This card is screaming reckless energy. impulsive moves without a safety net. The Fool, reversed, is showing you making choices in haste, quitting jobs with no backup plan, ghosting people who matter, ignoring every gut warning flashing red. Old patterns are slipping back in, even when you promised yourself to be smarter. Wait, I'm seeing you caught between wanting to leap and the fear of the fall. The Fool, reversed, is that reckless whisper in your ear saying, just go for it, but without checking where you land. You're romanticizing chaos, confusing wild freedom with wisdom. Don't do that. This card warns, don't jump blindfolded. Pause. Ground yourself before you burn bridges or burn out. Actually, no, more than pause. This is a call to act with intention. What am I running from? You might want to ghost that friendship or quit that job out of frustration. But this card says, hold up, seek counsel. Talk it out. Don't ignore those red flags like, this isn't right, or I'm rushing. You're not being spontaneous, you're being impulsive. That's a trap. I'm seeing you try to bottle that restless energy. You want to break free, but the way you're doing it now? It's reckless abandon, not freedom. Quit romanticizing chaos or impulsive risks like they're signs of growth. Look at your actions. Did you ghost a call or block someone when things got tough? Did you quit something important without a plan? Did you dismiss advice that felt inconvenient? It's the impulse that moves you fast but leaves a mess behind. You see the pattern but keep falling into it. This card asks you to ground yourself in reality. Your intuition isn't just noise, it's a guide. If it's screaming stop, listen. Don't push past it thinking you're just being adventurous. You're not. You're repeating the same reckless moves that bring chaos, not clarity. There's more here. You're scared to stay stuck, scared to be bored, scared to face the quiet. So you act out. But acting out without a plan? That's not freedom. It's a trap disguised as escape. You need to rewrite this story. No more leaping without looking. No more running on empty or chasing thrills that leave you hollow. This card is your check. In. It's telling you, slow down, get grounded, and don't give in to that urge to burn it all just to feel alive. You're stronger than that mess. Remember the tension from earlier? You celebrated growth but feared new beginnings. Now you're seeing how fear can make you reckless. This card calls you to break that cycle. Use what you learned. Don't let impulsivity erase your progress. So, what next? Don't quit without a plan. Don't ghost just because it's easier. Reach out for advice, even if it stings. Check in with your gut before you act. That's how you step out of this loop. You're not a fool. You're just tempted to act like one. Get grounded, make decisions with your eyes wide open. That's how you take real steps into new beginnings without falling back into old patterns. Four of Cups. This card is all about pulling back, stepping into your own headspace. I'm seeing you, reflection, arms crossed against offers you once might have grabbed. You're not just bored or indifferent here. No, it's deeper. Like a pause button on your heart. A timeout where you check in with what truly matters. Four of Cups warns against just drifting in dissatisfaction. You might have been daydreaming, waiting for something to shift, but the shift doesn't come by doing nothing. This was obvious from the earlier tension, celebrating past wins but fearing what's next. Now, that fear has morphed into a kind of emotional withdrawal. You've turned down invitations, maybe ignored texts or plans. It's like you're protecting yourself from more disappointment. Don't mistake this for laziness or apathy. This is the mental space where clarity begins. What desires have you been ignoring? What opportunities have you dismissed too quickly because they didn't look shiny or perfect at first glance? Actually, no, this isn't just about what you want. It's about what you need to release. You're standing at the edge of a moment where you realize some invitations, some old dreams, aren't yours anymore. Maybe they never were. You have to let go of that emotional clutter. Not with force, but with real intention. I'm seeing you stuck in that loop of what if and maybe later. Don't lie to yourself. Stagnation doesn't help. This card calls for gratitude, even for the small things. It's easy to miss what's right in front of you when you're busy looking at the same four cups, thinking they're empty or unsatisfying. But the power is in shifting your focus. Notice what's being offered beyond the obvious. You might be turning down chances to connect, fearing you'll get hurt or disappointed again. Practice gratitude for the present moment and the possibilities that come with it. That doesn't mean settling. It means seeing clearly before you leap. You're reevaluating, sure, but this reevaluation is active, not passive. It's not daydreaming without action. You're asked to make space for something new by consciously stepping away from what drains you. Look, you knew about the fear holding you back. You saw the paralysis from doubt. Now you're deciding what to keep and what to drop. Don't let discontent turn into apathy. That's the trap. The key here? Open your eyes. Opportunities might look different than you imagined. Maybe they're quieter, less flashy. Maybe they ask you to show up differently. But if you keep turning down the invitations, you'll miss the moment to grow. So yes, pull back, reflect. But then, reach out. Say yes to something small, something new. Break the cycle of emotional withdrawal. This moment of clarity is your signal to stop resisting and start choosing with intention. You're at a crossroads. It's time to let go of what's no longer yours and open up to what's waiting if you're willing to see it. Don't get stuck in that haze of not yet. The next move is yours. 6 of Pentacles, reversed. I'm seeing a clear moment of reckoning here. This card's shouting imbalance in your give and take. You're likely handing out support, favors, or even money, but it's not coming back around fairly. The 6 of Pentacles reversed warns about strings attached, those hidden costs you didn't sign up for. Maybe you've been lending more than you should, expecting gratitude or repayment that never arrives. Or worse, you feel used. It's like you're pouring from an empty cup and someone's just taking without giving back. This isn't just about money, it's about energy, time, emotional labor. You've been the one always picking up the slack, but the scales are tipped. You know that exhaustion creeping in. Resentment too. You've been too generous to the point of burnout. That's a hard truth, but it's your clarity moment. Look, you need to assess fairness in your relationships. Who's really there for you? Who just shows up when they need something? This card says, draw the line. Set boundaries now before you're drained dry. It's not news to you, but maybe you were hoping things would just balance out on their own. They won't. Not if you keep giving without pause. Actually, no, let me rephrase that. It's okay to give. Generosity is good, but it has to be balanced. Without balance, generosity turns into exploitation. You're not a bank or a dumping ground. Think about recent interactions. Did you say yes when you really wanted to say no? Did you cover for someone else's mistakes or struggles so often that it's become your norm? This card says, catch yourself when you slip into that pattern. It's a moment of clarity about what to release, the feeling that you must always be the giver. Debt isn't just financial here, it's emotional debt. You owe yourself the right to say enough. You owe yourself respect. This is about reclaiming your energy, not about cutting people off cold. But make no mistake, you must protect your resources. Look closely. Are you expecting returns? Because that's a trap. Expecting payback or loyalty in exchange for kindness sets you up for disappointment. There's a subtle danger of exploitation here. Someone might be taking advantage, and you've been letting it slide. You're smart. You know when someone's crossing a line. This card urges you to name it. Speak up. Stop enabling the cycle. This moment of clarity shines a harsh light, but it's a gift. You're learning to balance generosity with self-care. You're learning to release the outdated belief that your worth is tied to what you give. That's a heavy chain. Time to break it. Remember earlier tension about emotional withdrawal and the need for clarity? This card connects perfectly. You can't fully engage with the present if you're stuck in imbalance. You must clear the old, one-sided dynamics to move forward. So, practical steps. Start saying no when you mean no. Track where your energy goes for a week. Notice patterns. Notice who drains you versus who uplifts you. Reclaim your power by setting firm, clear boundaries with those who take without giving back. You're not just protecting yourself, you're teaching others how to treat you. This card is a wake-up call. Don't ignore it. You can't pour into others if you don't refill your own well. Balance isn't selfish, it's necessary. It's time to release the imbalance. Time to stop the cycle of exploitation and overgiving. That's your turning point, your moment of clarity. Hold tight to this insight. It's the foundation for healthier, more fulfilling connections ahead. All right, Capricorn, here's the final piece. You've been wrestling with so much: celebrations, fears, limits, impulsivity, emotional walls, and sketchy boundaries. Now it's time to put it all together. Let's start with the world. This card is shouting completion and fulfillment. You finished something big, maybe a chapter in your life, a goal you chased hard. You're standing at the finish line, and yeah, you should celebrate. But don't freeze here. The world reminds you, success is not the end, it's a doorway. Embrace the new cycle waiting for you. Don't let comfort keep you stuck in what's known. But wait, there's more. The Eight of Swords has been lurking in your corner. This card screams self-imposed limits. You've been holding yourself back, Capricorn. Fear and doubt put a cage around your potential. You stayed in that dead-end job, dodged tough talks, second-guessed your gut. Just like the pattern you spotted but didn't name earlier. You already got this. The key? Challenge those thoughts. Get a fresh view. Ask for help if you have to. Freedom starts when you stop pretending the bars aren't there. Now watch out for the Fool, reversed. This card warns against reckless moves. I see you wanting to leap without a plan. Quitting jobs, ghosting people, ignoring red flags. Don't do it. Pause. Ground yourself. Seek advice. Spontaneity is great, but reckless is different. You don't need to romanticize the mess. Make your choices with eyes wide open. The Four of Cups lays down a challenge about your feelings. You've been turning away from what's offered. Invitations, chances, new energy, you pushed them aside. Maybe you felt numb, stuck, or just plain bored. But here's the thing. Reflection is good, but don't get stuck in that loop, like when clarity felt uncomfortable earlier. Look around. Gratitude helps. Say yes to new chances. Don't miss openings because you're stuck in dissatisfaction. This card is a red flag about balance, or the lack of it. You might be giving too much and getting little back, or worse, getting tangled in relationships with strings attached. Stop overextending. Set clear boundaries. Check if your generosity is being exploited. You can't pour from an empty cup. Reclaim your energy. Protect your worth. The King of Wands, reversed, is flashing warnings too. This card says you might be pushing too hard, dominating without listening, or acting on impulse. Control freak alert. Temper your enthusiasm. Share leadership. Don't steamroll others. Listen up, Capricorn. Your strength is in collaboration, not control. Burnout and alienation come quick when you bulldoze ahead solo. You've been running on empty, ignoring stress, pushing past limits. This card demands pause. Prioritize yourself. Take breaks. Stop the constant grind. Your body and mind need recovery. Ignore this and you risk serious burnout. Putting it all together? The work you've been avoiding is the work that sets you free. Your past achievements are real, but don't get stuck celebrating like it's the end. Break the mental cages of the Eight of Swords. Ground your actions. No foolish leaps. Open your heart beyond the Four of Cups apathy. Check your leadership style. Not King of Wands, reversed, energy. You're standing at a threshold. Shadow work and grounded action are the keys. Face what's uncomfortable, set boundaries, rest up. Then step forward with clarity and power. You've got this. The freedom you seek isn't out there. It's in the work inside. The new chapter awaits. Take the leap, but this time with open eyes and a steady heart. If this made sense, take what you need from it. Like and subscribe if you want to keep going. I'll see you next time.